When someone tells you to make it awkward, what does it really mean?
It's definitely more than a long, uncomfortable pause.
It's more than a hashtag, a like, or a post share.
It's courage in the form of action.
When someone tells you to make it awkward, what are they really saying?
They're saying, help me, I'm scared.
They're saying, I want to help, but I don't know how.
They're saying, don't hate me.
Just because you don't know me.
A joke isn't funny
if it makes people feel uncomfortable.
When somebody tells you to make it awkward, they're telling you,
this is my home too.
This is my home too.
This is my home too.
This is all of our home.
When someone tells you to make it awkward, what they really want to see is
people standing up when others sit down.
People holding each other accountable
for what they know is right.
Because when you make it awkward, you actually make it normal for everyone. When someone tells you to make it awkward, what does it really mean?
It's definitely more than a long, uncomfortable pause.
It's more than a hashtag, a like, or a post share.
It's courage in the form of action.
When someone tells you to make it awkward, what are they really saying?
They're saying, help me, I'm scared.
They're saying, I want to help, but I don't know how.
They're saying, don't hate me.
Just because you don't know me.
A joke isn't funny
if it makes people feel uncomfortable.
When somebody tells you to make it awkward, they're telling you,
this is my home too.
This is my home too.
This is my home too.
This is all of our home.
When someone tells you to make it awkward, what they really want to see is
people standing up when others sit down.
People holding each other accountable
for what they know is right.
Because when you make it awkward, you actually make it normal for everyone. When someone tells you to make it awkward, what does it really mean?
It's definitely more than a long, uncomfortable pause.
It's more than a hashtag, a like, or a post share.
It's courage in the form of action.
When someone tells you to make it awkward, what are they really saying?
They're saying, help me, I'm scared.
They're saying, I want to help, but I don't know how.
They're saying, don't hate me.
Just because you don't know me.
A joke isn't funny
if it makes people feel uncomfortable.
When somebody tells you to make it awkward, they're telling you,
this is my home too.
This is my home too.
This is my home too.
This is all of our home.
When someone tells you to make it awkward, what they really want to see is
people standing up when others sit down.
People holding each other accountable
for what they know is right.
Because when you make it awkward, you actually make it normal for everyone. When someone tells you to make it awkward, what does it really mean?
It's definitely more than a long, uncomfortable pause.
It's more than a hashtag, a like, or a post share.
It's courage in the form of action.
When someone tells you to make it awkward, what are they really saying?
They're saying, help me, I'm scared.
They're saying, I want to help, but I don't know how.
They're saying, don't hate me.
Just because you don't know me.
A joke isn't funny
if it makes people feel uncomfortable.
When somebody tells you to make it awkward, they're telling you,
this is my home too.
This is my home too.
This is my home too.
This is all of our home.
When someone tells you to make it awkward, what they really want to see is
people standing up when others sit down.
People holding each other accountable
for what they know is right.
Because when you make it awkward, you actually make it normal for everyone. When someone tells you to make it awkward, what does it really mean?
It's definitely more than a long, uncomfortable pause.
It's more than a hashtag, a like, or a post share.
It's courage in the form of action.
When someone tells you to make it awkward, what are they really saying?
They're saying, help me, I'm scared.
They're saying, I want to help, but I don't know how.
They're saying, don't hate me.
Just because you don't know me.
A joke isn't funny
if it makes people feel uncomfortable.
When somebody tells you to make it awkward, they're telling you,
this is my home too.
This is my home too.
This is my home too.
This is all of our home.
When someone tells you to make it awkward, what they really want to see is
People standing up when others sit down.
People holding each other accountable.
For what they know is right.
Because when you make it awkward, you actually make it normal for everyone. When someone
We are
tells you to
back
make it
at the
awkward,
Make It Awkward
what does it
Inclusivity
really mean?
Summit 2018. I'm your host and co-founder, Jesse Lipscomb. We're just keeping bringing content to you from all over the world. My next guest, this is great. You know, we went Skype with Jane Elliott, and it was amazing. And we're about to do the same with my next guest, Michael Matucci. He's a guide and a healer who uses words and film to help people remember who they really are as human beings, find their brightest light and shine it upon others. It wasn't always that way. A globe-trotting adventurer who speaks 5 languages. He found himself in Los Angeles, working as a management consultant while growing a career as an actor and a filmmaker. The latest chapter of his memoirs, So He Thought. When he volunteered to make a small video for an indigenous tribe and started teaching and started hearing stories he never read in his history books, hearing about what's going on in today in the world at a grassroots level, his life slammed into focus. Nothing else seemed important anymore. He spent over 6 months filming on his own, meeting elders, healers, activists, and environmentalists all over Australia, New Zealand, and North America. He even spent time at Standing Rock with the water protectors. Now, Michael's bringing forth those interviews in a provocative new web series for truth and empowerment called System Busters, which is on Connect. He left his LA life, apartment, and Hollywood pursuits to commit his life to this service and participate in a positive global shift. I want to introduce to you Michael. You see him on your screen right now. Michael, welcome.
Thank you very much.
So what I want to do is we're going to get into some conversations and talk about what you're doing, but I really love opening a thing up with a beautiful video, with something we could just see some of the work that you've done, and then when we come back from it, let's just talk a little bit about what we saw. Is that okay with you?
Perfect.
All right, well, if we can do that, let's go ahead and see that video, and then we'll be right back to talk a little bit more with Michael.
An Aboriginal boy that does really well at school, flies through to year 12, completes formal education, does really well at university, gets a fantastic job and is deemed as successful. The reason why that's happened is because that Aboriginal boy has taken his opportunities. He's had great mum and dad, great teachers, he was motivated. If another boy, Aboriginal boy, drops out at year 9, ends up in a life of destruction and drugs and bad stuff and ends up in the big house, the reason why that's happened is because he's Aboriginal. And it's as subtle as that. Discourse around anything Aboriginal is grounded in a whole lot of data and assumptions and attitudes that perceive Aboriginality as lacking of, needing to, should be doing. The same discourse exists in and around gay and lesbian, in and around Muslims. There's a pattern that links all this sort of stuff, and it's constructed for a purpose, and it's set up in power. How do you change the conversation? How do you change the thinking? If we start the conversation in who we are, and my identity and your identity, because of the way that we know and construct our world around difference, we will start to find the differences, and we'll measure the differences in more than, less than, better than, worse than. And straight away we set up a little separatism between me and you. My focus is a focus on how I am with myself, how do I treat myself, how do I talk about myself, how do I think about myself, how I am with others, so how I am with you, how are my relationships with other people, how are they going, and my relationship with country. How do I treat it? How do I look after it? Let's have a look at the real challenges here and stop blaming Aboriginality. We can then shift the educational outcomes, shift their attendance rates, and also enable them to feel like they belong in the school that they're attending. If you put that focus into health, into economic development, into jobs, into whatever you want, I think it's going to be okay. An Aboriginal boy that does really well at school.
Yeah, I mean that was a great video, Michael. I just got a chance to watch it myself. I mean, that's what it's about. And I love a lot of what you were talking about, how you have to change how you do a thing. You know, and a lot of the discussions we've been having throughout the summit have been about that transformation, that refocus, that looking at something from a different angle, trying to do the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different outcome. We've heard it before. You're not going to get the results you like and not the ones you're looking for. Talk a little bit about that video and why you made it and what it's done for your life.
Absolutely. One thing that I was noticing as I traveled was how things repeated themselves over time. So I had the blessing of sitting with activists and people working for the community who have been doing this for 10, 20, 30 years. And you quickly start to see that the issues of the day that so many of us are railing at, complaining about, or bothered by, and that we're, the reaction is, let's do something about it, or say something about this person, or put some initiative in place. When you look at it, look historically, you see how many of the tools that we're using now have been used for decades and are not that effective. So I loved meeting this guy, Scott. Someone had sent me an article that he wrote in The Guardian there in Australia. And so much of my work has just been completely intuitive or just completely guided, people coming to me out of nowhere. And I reached out to him because he was doing something, as you said, was called deficit discourse. And the idea being is that we're looking at the big stuff, right? We're looking at, well, you look at a person at this skin color and you think this is the problem with them, or this is the problem with this group, or they shouldn't do this. But we're actually not looking at what's behind that, which is bias, which is prejudgment. It doesn't have to be aggressive or ugly or obvious to exist. So what he would talk about is something like health. You think, oh, what do you think about when I say the word health? Your health, what comes to your mind, or the health of your family, or your friends. You know, maybe if you're like you, Jesse, and people are, they're vibrant and they're strong, you're like, oh, we're healthy, we exercise, we're healthy. And then now put the word Aboriginal next to the word health, and what comes to your mind? Now, many people might automatically go to the health outcomes that they read about in the newspaper, or they've heard about, or whatever. And you take this simple example, you put it next to jobs. You put it next to education, you put it next to demeanor, you put it next to just really obvious day-to-day stuff, and you notice how that somewhere down the line, and maybe it's not that group of people, maybe it's rich people, maybe it's politicians, maybe it's the education community, and you put those, and you'll eventually notice that you have some bias inside. And that is what Scott's talking about, which I love so much. It's like, wait a minute, I'm coming to these decisions that I don't think that I'm having prejudgments or biases against people, but they are there. So by looking at the very underneath understanding of how we're looking at other people and how that's built by years and years of stuff coming through society, through the structures, educational structures, friends, television, media, it's all coming in there. And it's very natural that we make these opinions. But by looking at the really bottom line underneath it, we can begin to destructure it. We can begin to take that apart and say, wow, I didn't think bad about this group of people, but I did have an understanding that was negative and not neutral, much less positive. And that's the big other part that I feel like we often miss when we are attempting to assist another person or another group to come to a greater understanding, or to rise up, or to get empowered. We're looking to correct something, right? You guys need to do this. You shouldn't think like that. We need to all switch this. So instead of saying, okay, let's stop looking at the deficit, let's stop looking only at the negative, and see, wow, where are you strong? where are you really interesting? Where is your perspective actually a way that I can learn myself? And then we can use that, accentuate that, to then bring you and me and everyone to a greater understanding. So taking ourselves, all on balance, getting a different perspective, looking back, looking inside ourselves and seeing how these little biases are potentially there, but also focusing on, okay, what are you doing amazingly? If somebody, for example, is very passionate in their criticism of a certain group, and you feel the call to bring that up because you feel it's detrimental, that conversation is detrimental. It doesn't matter who it's against or who it's toward.
Sure.
Instead of only just recognizing the commentary, we can also recognize the passion. We can recognize what's underneath what's happening with that person. That person's upset. That person feels there's injustice in the world. They're taking it out on this particular person, this particular group. But what's going on underneath? And can we take that passion, that positive, or their directness, or the time that they're spending on the issue, and use that positive in a way that helps create transformation, instead of just stamping it out, just telling them they're wrong, just putting them in a certain place and trying to correct their thinking. Let's transform and reshape that by using the positive side.
Okay, so and I love that. And so then I have a question for you, and help me if I'm understanding this correctly. There's a lot of times where we talk about different marginalized individuals, and a lot of the focus is on the negative and what we can do to fix it, and what deficit we can bring up, and helping with education or helping with homelessness and all of the above. And I love that. I love the idea of focusing things on the wonders and the beautiful aspects of said cultures. What I want to do is ask that same question to you, and I'm only assuming just that as a white passing male. I'm not sure what your history is, but in that same scenario, can you speak to, instead of, because a lot of the focus we see is negative on, here's white men need to not do this, not do that. I think in the same vein, maybe we can talk about what is the white male culture doing that's so beautiful that does help. So we could switch that one. And it's a weird discussion for me to have in this scenario, but I hear so much of it on the negative side when so many of my allies are white men. I want to make sure that we have that conversation, that there's some real good happening. So in your opinion, talk about the good.
Absolutely. It's a great point, and one that I talk to other men about. And it's for, in that situation, what I do is I talk to them about, instead of necessarily, and talk to them, yes, we can talk to them about the advantages. So I believe after I spent so many months living in the homes of Aboriginal people and Maori people, and camping with Native American people, and not just and all kinds of people. I've been blessed to live around the world and live and associate with all kinds of people. We don't see the privilege. So as you were mentioning, as we talked about in some of these other discussions earlier today, so I like to point out that, wow, look at the beautiful blessing that you got. Look at the blessing that this society has bestowed on you. And consider the possibility that you were given this for a reason. Consider the possibility that you were graced with the background you're graced with in order to create something bigger than you, to facilitate change, because you were gifted with what society deems as the right qualities, or the qualities that are important or powerful to whatever happens to be. Just like you were given amazing talents as in your personality and your athleticism, or someone's really really keen and can see really well into the future or manage business really well. Are we really using whatever talents that we have for the greater good? And how could you? I mean, I know that I came into a white male European American Catholic Christian body in order to create bridges to that community, because I can relate to, I can understand certain people who I've been around, and so I see it as an obligation, but also an opportunity. So I say, look, first consider the responsibility, consider the opportunity that lies before you. And if you're looking truly at this life from a higher, more cosmic perspective, I mean, look, this idea that we've come to the planet to go to school, then get a job and work on our resume, and then get a better job and make some more money, and then have a family, and then get a really nice house, retire early, go to a warm place, and die, and that's it. I mean, come on, we came from some other dimension.
Preach, Michael.
Small place really far from here, zapped into this earth body, and our soul lives infinitely, infinitely, and we're all concerned with all of this stuff that society told us is important, and all stressed and running around about it. Let's look at it from a bigger perspective at the amazing adventure you could have with the gifts that you were given.
Okay.
And I kind of lead that into an opportunity perspective and say, look, you're missing out.
Right.
You have these society given opportunity to do something amazing and do something that could lead you on an adventure much greater than anything you could imagine in this world, to create community, to bring people together, to unify, to create global change with the talents that you were given. And I'll tell you what, from my personal perspective, my life, as I've given up more of those material and earthly and things were supposed to be so important, you know, the famous Hollywood actor or the big businessman and this and that, as I let that go and stepped into service and stepped into giving, my life only got much better. I got much more contented, much lighter, much happier, and I feel that living my cosmic purpose, you know, gives me a never-ending adventure. And that's the happiness that I share with them. That's the motivation. That's the opportunity. But it's different for each person. But that's the cosmic adventure that awaits when we take the talents that we have, whatever those happen to be, and put them into a higher use.
Yeah, okay, so, and I like that a lot. There's a whole bunch of things I wanted to chat about as I listened to it. First off, cosmic claps. I'm with you all day on that. But at that, when we talk about something that's so much bigger than the minutia that we deal with on a day-to-day basis, specifically when you talk about material things and the wants for these things, fine. So is it also not true then that when we talk about, you know, this gifts that I've been given, we were talking about the privilege of white passing and it being a gift. As soon as you said that, the thing I thought, I was like, well, hot damn, I think my beautiful black chocolate skin is a privilege and a gift, and I use that the way that I possibly can as well. But truly, what I'm saying is, it really doesn't matter at all on those ones. And as we keep putting energy into, I'm using my privilege because I'm white, all that does is seems to add more energy to the fact that there is a separation, when the real focus is this cosmic energy like you're speaking about, which, and it feels like a little bit of a juxtaposition, if you know what I'm saying. And then the second part of that statement, there's also these individuals who don't have material things to say I want to get rid of. Those don't exist at all. They don't have the ability to come to summits like this and conferences like this and be in these discussions because they're really thinking about how do I eat tonight and how do I eat tomorrow and why does everyone look at me like I'm less. And so my real question is for those people who might have an internet access right now that couldn't come to the summit but can watch this for free, what do we say to those who often don't see people who look like them in places who are speaking to them? What do we say to them for those people who right now think of them as less than, and their focus can't be on, you know, figuring out how do I get to a cosmic level because my kids need to eat tomorrow.
Right. Well, you just said a lot of things there too. So
yeah, I know. That's good. Right back at you, Michael.
First and foremost is that everybody has the gifts, and you're absolutely right. Everyone has different gifts. When you ask me specifically about talking that population, I like to offer just like as you know, men. This idea that even masculinity, we've taken that and that's become a battering point, and it's been abused. It's no doubt a doubt. But we're not looking at the beauty of true guardianship. I mean, what's our opportunity? What's our role as just men, for example? Not that women aren't guardians as well, but we all have innate roles. When we look at it from looking at cosmic perspective, we look at it from the indigenous perspective. We just look back at the beautiful teachings that the people right around us have, that we haven't been privy to if we haven't been around those communities. I mean, the way that they talk about the roles, our roles on the earth, is just beautiful, and I want to speak for them. If you don't know, then reach out to somebody and talk. It's a great conversation point. I've learned so many of them have been my biggest teachers in these past couple of years. And so when we're talking about everybody, not everybody has a purpose, but everybody's purpose is not necessarily to make transformational films or to lead a social charge or to revolutionize an industry. Just like a tree and a bee and a bear and the dirt and the rocks have a purpose, we all have purposes that can be very simple but just as important as creating some new initiative, being the most amazing mother that you can be, taking your light and bringing it into an industry that is in need of it. Or if my life is living hand to mouth and I can't really worry about the big picture and these prejudices and this and that sort of stuff, you know what? That's totally okay. And I don't mean to say that I understand everybody's situation. I can only have seen so much and experienced so much. But I would say in general, if I was talking to anybody, taking the cosmic perspective is not just looking, it's not just, seeing beyond the physical. And if we say, the material, when I say the material, doesn't mean that, I have 3 cars and then I should have 1. It's just the attachment to the physical, the attachment to this, the attachment to the car or to this physical realm. And we're spiritual beings, we're energy. And so I can have a cosmic experience on Earth with so little. I gave up everything. And I'm not saying I gave up everything and I'm so great. I didn't really know what I was doing. I just felt the call to begin to and as I let my attachment go to all the material things that I sold off, and I didn't have tons and tons of stuff, but I got rid of almost everything. And I could have it again, but it's if life determines that's what I'm supposed to have, but I'm not attached to it anymore. And it's freedom. It's freedom. And so, I do want to touch upon that person who is struggling. Hey, I've struggled. I gave up, my financial security to take on this quest, and have had to go through a lot, and still go through a lot of challenges that have to do with living in this material world, but as a being who wants to be of spiritual service. And the most important thing that I've learned, as much as I want to help everybody else, is it's about my evolution. My evolution, my soul's evolution, my reconnecting to Mother Earth, my reconnecting to everybody around me, not just family or friends, but the homeless person, the person in struggle, the person who has had their head down at the supermarket, the cashier, whoever happens to be, revitalizing, remembering, connecting to that, and accepting, just surrendering to the situation as it is. The amount that I have, the money that's flowing or not flowing, the people around me that are there or not there, angry or happy, acceptance. For all has purpose, and all has purpose, just like this moment that we're spending right now has purpose. You individually, everybody who's there, you're sitting in that seat because you got there from whatever reason, but there's a reason. There's a reason that if you're paying attention right now, that you're listening to these words, that there's a reason, there's a deeper reason that is part of your path. And if this is resonating with you, perhaps this is something that's calling to you. But everybody has a calling, and there's no greater or smaller, bigger or more spectacular. That's society's ideas. You have to do this, and you have to run the conference, and we have to be acting this, or we have to be the CEO, and we have to have this big house. And this stuff is just, it's all good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, but society has been telling us that that's success. Success might be just purifying your heart and connecting to all people around you and living in harmony and bringing that harmony in your community. Success is so many things, and each of us can have it when we first and foremost focus on ourselves and focus on our own expansion, our own love, and our own healing.
That's no, I like a lot of what you're saying. I love a lot of what you're saying. I don't know if you feel it because we're not seeing each other, but this is it's cosmic. This connection right now. It's neat because I was going to interject to say almost a lot of what you just said, and one of the things were, you know, regardless of what culture or what your skin color is or where you are in the world or in this room or online watching, from the minute we were all born to this second, our entire lives have led up to right now. And this is a moment. And what we do with moments create what our future looks like. And you had said, you know, we're all here for a reason. And every once in a while, those moments, they really resonate. And I want this to do that for those who it resonates for. But it can resonate across the board, regardless of what sex you are, regardless of what race you are, regardless of how much you gave up or whose struggle was bigger. This is a bunch of people talking right now that are available and vulnerable and open to listen and grow. And for your sharing, I thank you on behalf of the entire summit, the people watching. It's a pleasure to meet you via Skype. And how can people find out more about what you do and follow some more of the things that you do so that they can keep that conversation going with you?
Yes, please. And by all means, I welcome thoughts and suggestions and ideas and contributions of any kind. It's a continuing adventure here too, and you can find the principal work that I'm doing based in the journeys that I've taken with the indigenous people and with many of the game changers around the world at Systems Busters. That's systemsbusters.com. That's double plural, Systems Busters at the website. We have all the social media tools, web series going out along them as well as on Connect. And my name again is Michael Matucci, M-A-T-U-C-C-I. Also michaelmatucci.com and all of the plethora of beautiful social media tools that we get to share on. And I welcome shares of all kind. I don't consider any of this mine. I'm just a catalyst for this movement, this Systems Busters movement. I'm simply a messenger bringing forth the beautiful lessons that I've learned from Mother Earth, from the indigenous people, from all the teachers that I've been blessed to have, and all the things that I've been fortunate to learn, and I'm just bringing them through. And my hope is that I can serve my role in this movement. And if there's anyone who feels called to share, to contribute, to mention, just comment, whatever, I welcome it all, no matter where it's coming from. We're all one, really. We're all together. We're all in this, and it's a community. It's really going to be all of us. It really does take a village, and that's how we're going to transform this planet.
All right, thank you very much. So that was Michael, the cosmic messenger. He's coming to you. He's there even if you don't know it. You can feel him he's buzzing. We're vibrating with you, my man. I appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time out of your day. Yeah, tune into the rest of the summit. Watch what we're doing, and we really appreciate you hitting us up via Skype. Have a great day, and thanks a lot. That was Michael. Absolutely. That was Michael Matucci. We'll be back with some more stuff tonight. We're not done at all. We actually have our comic show, the comedians coming up. We got Sterling Scott and Rel Battle. We're going to close the evening off with a nice little laugh or two. It's going to get awkward because that's what comedians do. So, don't go far. We'll be back shortly. I'm Jesse, your host. Peace.
As Navajos, we believe we're in heaven. This is heaven. This is the place that everybody wants to come. I think we've been here way longer than we've been told in the books. I mean, there's ancient civilizations everywhere. And through the years, it got distorted. As human beings, we forgot our true potential, our true powers, and then put in a box. And so now as Navajos, we don't see that. We see the beauty in everything. Everything is hojo, which is beauty. And nothing came here without being thought of first. So we know everything is magical, everything's spiritual, everything has a spirit and an energy in it. And so we call that beauty. And so basically the sky above us is beauty, the ground below us is beauty, the plants beside us are beauty, the animals beside us are beauty, and then the people within us are beauty. And so we say, may you walk in beauty, and I walk in beauty.
Hey guys, this is Sarah here live at the Make It Awkward Summit in the beautiful Air Canada Lounge at the Westin, and I am here with Brandon. Say hello.
Hello there.
Okay, Brandon, so what made you want to get involved with the summit?
Well, while I was growing up, I am Native and also I'm adopted. So I've had a lot of struggles between school and home, being the only Native child there and also being adopted. It's been a struggle for me, and I know when I was at that point that I wish there was someone there that would help me in the time of need that I needed. So I made it a goal in my life to help other people, and if I could find another way to help someone, another technique at that, this would be the great place to find it.
That's awesome. That's exactly what we like to hear. So moving forward into the summit, I know you've mentioned kind of experiencing, racism and discrimination of many, many kinds. But what's really cool about the summit is, of course, our initiative was, rooted in an event of racism. But what's really awesome is throughout the weekend, we're going to cover a ton of topics. We're going to cover transphobia, homophobia, gender inequality, sexism, really everything. So in addition to learning more about how you can obtain tools to deal with racism, is there another topic that you're interested in being educated on?
I'm more because I'm also gay, so like the whole package, everything. So it's just like I'm just trying to help younger people, younger audience to help them with their generation of new bullying and just trying to make it so it's a little bit easier on them and have them to have someone to support them in either coming out to your parents or just all these little techniques that I've learned over the years to help out other individuals.
That's super inspiring, and that actually leads me into my next question. So with that all being said, do you have any advice for kind of the younger generation coming up as to how they can either make the world more inclusive for others or how they can kind of deal with discrimination as it comes to them?
Well, you're always going to have your ups and downs in everything, and all sorts of events, from happy events to good events. There's always going to be the up and down. And the one thing that really helped me the most is, at this time and stage, it might be hard, but if you find that one person you could just talk to, opening up to whatever is happening in your life at that time is the best form of therapy in my sense. I've always opened up to every little thing in my life, and it's helped me tremendously from when I wasn't talking about it and just holding it in. It almost hurts you from the inside when you do hold those stuff in, and it's just I had to learn by myself you have to let it out and not keep it inside you, because I've been told it's like a balloon. You can have a bunch of these stuff, and if you don't let the air out of the balloon, anything that happened to you, someone rude to you, this and that, letting it out little bits at a time is better than letting it explode all at once.
Totally, and that kind of ties into mental health too. And it's, it was Bell Let's Talk Day yesterday, and we are going to have a few speakers kind of touch on mental health topics too. So it's really awesome to have you here, especially since you've dealt with so much adversity in the past. So, thank you for coming. So again, we're here with Brandon, Make It Awkward Summit. He's excited, we're excited. Thanks for watching, stay tuned. Hey guys, it's Sarah, and I am here at the Air Canada Lounge live at the Make It Awkward Summit with Danielle, who is one of the recipients of our student passes. Everybody say hi to Danielle.
Hello.
Okay, so I've just got a few questions for you. So first of all, what grade are you in? What school are you from?
I'm in grade 9, and I go to Johnny Bright School.
Woo, shout out Johnny Bright. So what made you want to get involved with our summit?
Well, I personally face a lot of racism because I am a Jewish individual, and that is a minority, and I migrated to Canada as well from Israel. So along with that, you do face a lot of different judgments and a lot of different people reacting to your culture differently. And I think that that's not only towards me, that's towards most of the kids that are or that have immigrated to Canada.
Absolutely. I definitely feel you on that one, which is kind of why I wanted to get involved too. Speaking about you experiencing racism, especially you just being in grade 9, so you're 14, 15? 15 years old, yeah. How does it make you feel when people say, it's 2018, we live in Canada, racism doesn't exist?
It makes me kind of, it makes me feel a little kind of confused. Not really confused, but just kind of, I was just wondering, racism is everywhere, but we're all try to shelter ourselves in our own little safety bubble, and I feel like racism is kind of a protection. It's like a border that people try to put up to cultures and to people that they're not used to, and so when they see that, it's truly like a defense mechanism, and we see that as racism. And I feel like if we do give out knowledge to people about our cultures, our religions, and that we want to be here and survive and have our families and be your friend here in this country with you, I feel like we can all work together and make this world a better place.
That was the perfect answer, and that is exactly why we're all here today. So what's really awesome, because I know I joined Make It Awkward mainly because racism was something I'd experienced, but what's really cool about the summit this weekend is we're covering homophobia, transphobia, sexism, gender expression, all of those kinds of things. So I know you're excited to learn more about eradicating racism, but is there another topic that you're looking forward to kind of learning more about?
I'm looking forward to all of it. I feel like now it's 2018 and people are becoming more aware of the LGBT community and a bunch of other types of people, and I think that that's just so amazing that we are all learning how to accept each other for our skin, for our color, for our gender, for our sexuality, and I truly am excited to learn how to just help everyone with being accepted.
Amazing. And my very last question is, do you have any advice for especially young girls or boys or, whatever gender you identify with? Do you have any advice for young people your age? Because I know I'm 26, and for me, I see my friends slowly starting to get into advocacy or activism or just inclusivity in general. But how would you encourage someone of your age to get involved the way you are?
As being a little younger, it is, I would say, a bit harder to kind of be involved in more things because you're not really at the age limit to have the ability to. But I would just say stay true to yourself and just keep an eye out for all of opportunities that you see, like the We campaign or the Make It Awkward summit. So, just keep on going and being yourself.
Amazing. Well, again, I'm Sarah, and I'm here with Danielle, live from the Air Canada Lounge at the Make It Awkward Summit. Stay tuned for more interviews. Hey guys, this is Sarah here live at the Make It Awkward Summit, and we are in our little Air Canada Lounge, and I want to introduce you guys to Normie.
Hi, everybody.
Amazing. So what made you want to get involved with the summit and attend today?
Well, I noticed that Jesse, when he was on the news and everything, and it sounded really interesting and it kind of paying attention. And with our students, we talk about stuff like this at Yellowhead Tribal College, where I work. And Kathy knows everybody here, and so she got us all involved. And so that was really nice of her to do that. Yeah.
Amazing. Tell us more about Yellowhead Tribal College.
It is First Nations, the only First Nations college in Edmonton, and it's for the bands, the 4 bands around Edmonton, but there's more. There's the Ochis Nation, there's the Alexander, Alexis, and Sunchild. And so we get a lot of students from other places, a lot of Indigenous students that are from outside of Edmonton and in Edmonton as well. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so you're repping Yellowhead today. So today and throughout the weekend, we're covering a ton of topics. We're covering racism, homophobia, transphobia, sexism, gender inequalities, you name it, anything that deals with that. So what are you most looking forward to learning more about?
I think I'm most looking forward to learning more about other people's points of view, their perspective. You know, when we're at school, that's what we're talking about. What is your perspective? What do you think? Or, you know, what do you feel about these topics? And so it's really nice to come somewhere and hear it all in one place. So, yeah, it's going to be really interesting.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's the most that I'm looking forward to, is hearing all those different perspectives.
Perfect. And then the last question, I think it'll come easy to you because you're an educator, which is amazing. What advice would you have, not just to young people, but to anyone who's looking to make the world a more inclusive place? Like, how can they get, how do you think they should get involved? What questions should they be asking? Really, any advice you have.
I think introducing yourself to people, talking to people, getting their points of view, finding out who they are. And even with Indigenous people, there's so many different Indigenous people, and just stopping and talking to them, getting to know people, asking them any kind of question, because it's amazing, just asking any question will spark a conversation, you know, and those conversations are really important, I think, in getting to know people, you know, and not really categorizing what kind of people I guess you want to know, but just anybody.
Absolutely. Okay, well, thank you so much, Normie. And again, we are live here at the Air Canada Lounge at the Make It Awkward Summit. Catch us with more interviews. All right, guys, we are live here at the Air Canada Lounge at the Make It Awkward Summit. My name is Sarah, and I am here with Paul Woida.
Hi.
Okay, so we just realized this is our first time meeting in the flesh, but I'm a low-key fan, so this is exciting. So what made you want to get involved with the summit?
Well, I'm friends with Jesse. I really believe in him and the whole thing that just took off. And I'm the huge reason I'm in music is to actually bring awareness to things, and it's a perfect fit. And yeah.
Okay, I love that. What time, what day are you performing? When are you with us? When do we get to hear your voice?
So I'm playing on Saturday at 5.
Saturday at 5, so you are closing out Saturday, which is amazing. Before I embarrass you and make you do something real quick for the camera, I've got to ask, so the summit is covering topics such as racism, homophobia, transphobia, sexism, everything really. Is there a certain topic that you're really looking forward to learning more about?
Well, what's a short way to say it? I was in China recently, and I saw that white privilege is it's a thing. I've always known it was a thing, but when you see it really, you really see it, it actually floored me, and it was very uncomfortable for me to deal with it. And to me, it's any chance to learn about it, and it's hard for me to really relate with people who go through racism, because I don't often. I have, being white. It's just it is a thing everywhere. But I know I just love being a part of something that people can learn about it. And
it's all about learning about things that make you uncomfortable, right?
To me, it's a matter of being. It's a closed-minded issue. People who have kind of racist views are closed-minded, and it's a matter of. It's really good for human to grow, actually, to learn about other cultures, and yeah.
Totally. And I think definitely what we're trying to do here, in addition to kind of educating people, it's just people who are already allies or are looking to be allies. It's just really learning more. I have so much to learn, so I'm looking forward to it. Okay, well, I see you have your guitar here, so there's no way you can have your guitar here without singing to us. Okay. If you want to sing Straight Into My Soul, I'm not mad, but if you want to sing to the camera, that's cool too. Totally up to you. Sneak peek, Paul Woida.
So yeah. So I wrote the song. It's perfect, actually fit for mental for what Bellet's talk.
Yes,
and I wrote it about because I've been through depression and anxiety, and I wrote it about like seeing a friend who's going through it and just being like, let me help you help yourself, okay? So
we're ready.
I can't hide it, no matter how I try to. I'm worried about you, 'cause you keep hiding. You may be fooling them, but they don't know you like I do. I'm by your side even when you're beside yourself. I'm always there even when it feels like there is no one else. So let me walk.
Oh, shoot, I messed up.
We can all do this. We can all do this.
I ruined the moment.
I was in the moment.
Shall I do it again, or
Oh, yeah, don't worry.
from the beginning?
Oh, yeah.
I just finished it last night. Okay.
I can't hide it, no matter how I try to. I'm worried about you, 'cause you keep hiding. You may be fooling them, but they don't know you like I do. I'm by your side even when you're beside yourself. I'm always here even when it feels like they're...
Mic must be set for Terrell. I'm not even gonna start because I don't do comedy. So this is the last piece of day 2, Make It Awkward Inclusivity Summit. We're gonna end it with a little bit of fun. You know, we started the summit off with some serious, aggressive awkwardness, right? And then we had some like real beautiful Jane Elliott spirit of love and awesomeness, and then some great food. And tomorrow we really feel it from the youth, you know. But we're gonna end tonight with some comedy and some literally 2 of maybe my top 5 comedians on earth are here with us. We got a local super funny human being, Sterling Scott. If you don't know who he is, you just don't pay attention to comedy. And then we have Rel Battle. He's from LA, star of a TV show called Superior Donuts on CBS. Also the originator of the roast battle and a really good friend. And so he's gonna come out here and do some things. I'm Jesse Lipscomb, and I'm pretty much done on the microphone now because I'm not the funniest, specifically with these other 2 people here. I'm getting nervous really standing here right now. So, Terrell, come on, do your thing if you're around. This might be part of the joke. Joke's on Jesse. So I was walking in a bar one day, and this guy came up to me. He said, "You know what I should do? I've always wanted to do a little stand-up here. I'll fill up some dead space. I'll fill up some dead space right now. All right, let's see what happens here. Choose my jokes carefully. Choose my jokes carefully." Okay, you're right. I shouldn't. I haven't thought about it before. What we're going to do is we're going to see where Rel is right now. He's walking in. I can feel his energy. And he wanted to make sure that we knew this was Make It Awkward. And so he wanted to have that awkward space right now before he came up. And I appreciate that because he really set the tone. But without further ado, Rel Battle, come on and hit the stage. Thank you for what you just did for me. That was really special. That was really special.
Hey, I thought you were doing 5 minutes. Clap it up for Jesse Lipscomb, ladies and gentlemen. Clap it up for Jesse. I thought you were doing 5 minutes. I'm sorry. I apologize. Thank you. Hello. I want to thank all 17 of you guys for coming out this evening. I appreciate it. Thank y'all for coming out. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I appreciate you guys in the corner there. I could have had this show in my treehouse. This could have been watching Scandal on Hulu. Had things to do. What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Okay. All right. Well, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I've been here for 2 days now in Edmonton. I gotta ask, where do y'all keep your black people? Like, where do y'all? Okay, I see. Where do y'all put the? Is it a curfew? I've been looking. I went on a full search today. It was like, where's Waldo? It was like, where's Jamal? I can't find him anywhere in the city. I was asked to do 30 minutes of comedy tonight for you guys, and then I was told to keep it clean. So I'm gonna do 15 minutes of comedy for y'all, and then I was told I wasn't getting paid, so it's almost time to go. Almost time to be out. You know, nothing's more exciting than leaving sunny California with its 80-degree weather and beautiful skies to fly into a town with gray clouds and black slush and -7 here. It's -7, guys, today. Why? Why is it -7? Why y'all showing off? Who you? Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry. That's good to know. That makes me feel so much better. I must. It's warmer than usual. It's pretty cold. It's always what? You know what? I'm sorry. I don't know the translation of cold as hell. Does that work? Does that translate properly? It's that warm out? Jesus. You know the rest of the world isn't like this, right? You know, this is all fake news. All of you know. It's pretty I'm not used to this level of cold. I've never felt -7. If you don't know how cold it is, if you never experienced this cold, this is what racism feels like. This is what it feel like. It hits you like it hates you. Does that make sense? Like, I came out the airport, it was like, pow! Why can't I date your daughter? That's what it feels like. Shoot, make it awkward. You know what's awkward? This wind chill. That's what's awkward. I brought swimming trunks here. I can't even. It's too cold for comfort. That's all I'm saying. My Fitbit stopped working or something. It's just like, I don't know, 2,000 steps. Put a wristband on me. Just come on. Welcome to the show, buddy. Thanks for coming out. Oh, right there? Cool. All right. I feel like it just became an auction just now. I feel like strong buck, 6 foot. That's too far? That's too far? I'm sorry. All right. I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't know the line. I gotta figure this the line. Jesse, you messed up. That's all I'm saying. I'm from Washington, D.C. originally. I live in L.A. now. You guys think we're crazy in the States right now? Do you really? You guys, not me, right? I'm the exception. You understand, Quentin? You from the States too. You got to understand. Most of us aren't crazy, right? All right. Yeah, that helps. I know you guys watch a lot of TV and think that we're all crazy. We're working through it. We having a family fight and everybody's watching it. That makes sense? Everybody's witnessing family drama. You know. We have a president that most of the country is not a fan of, unfortunately. And people hate our leader. But I don't hate him that much. I'm an optimist. I like to appreciate the good he is doing. For example, because of Trump, there's a lot of white-on-white hate lately. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm enjoying every single second of it. There's fist fights breaking out in the middle of Whole Foods. I go right to the front of the line. This couscous beet salad ain't gonna pay for itself. You know who's happy not to be president no more? Barack Obama. Don't you miss Barack Obama, huh? He was dope. I miss Barack. Barack still be going to like Puerto Rico when the hurricane happened. He's still like giving speeches in Germany and everything. Barack still be presidenting on the low. You know what I'm saying? You know? It's almost like, hey America, I know you with Trump, but you're going to always be my bae. Yeah. How your mama doing, America? Mama okay, America? Your brother still in school, America? Hey, America, remember that time? remember when we killed bin Laden? Remember that, America? Barack's so happy not being the president. You see him on Instagram windsurfing? You see him win? He's so happy that with his wife skydiving. He is never coming back. He is never coming back. If America called Barack, he would answer like, new phone, who this? He ain't coming back. I'm actually not even here for the event. I'm here for the free health care. I had to get something fixed. Might as well. Everything. I got to fix. I'm taking care of the whole lot this weekend. Whatever. Yeah, I had a sprain from 89. You think you can? That's why you come to Canada, for the fishing, the camping, and the emergency rooms. That's pretty much. Oh, this happened. This really happened. I do a show in L.A. at this place called the Laugh Factory, and I met your fellow countrymen. Swear to God, Justin Bieber came last Sunday to Laugh Factory, and I told him I was going to Edmonton, and we had a brief little talk. It wasn't like we best friends, nothing like that. And I know what you're thinking. Yes. He smells like sweat and oatmeal soap. He smells pretty good. And he... It wasn't that funny. I can see your face. You look pretty upset. Well, we had it was a good time. So I was trying to do my research when I came out here, you know. I never been here before. Where did we go yesterday, Dave? Where we go today? The what? No, last night. A little place up the street. Okay, never mind. All right. You look like an ignorant American right now. You're making us both look bad. They hate us enough on the low. You're making us look real bad. You guys been to the States? You guys, where do you guys go when you go? Palm Springs? You go all the way to America, just go to Palm Springs? That's where all the old people stay. But that's okay, because we don't make it awkward. Old people are great. Except during rush hour. But that's considered edgy. My Jesse, who helped put this, come up with the lips combs, putting this whole thing together. Jesse and his wife, beautiful wife, Jessica and Julia. Jess went to college with my brother. That's why I'm here. That's how I know him. They went to Morehouse in Atlanta, and I have a twin brother named Terrence. Any other twins in here? Any twins at all? Just me? Okay. Twins are weird because, first of all, I had a twin. My father couldn't tell us apart at all. You know, he would give us chores to do. We'd just come in the house. Which one is you? Which one is you? Terrence Terrell. Okay, you play football. You write poetry, right? That's my dad. Once a year, he would come in and give us these long speeches that didn't mean nothing. He coming off the, son, one day we all gonna die. Yep. That's the way the world works. People live, people die. So live life to the fullest, because one day we ain't gonna be here. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Which one is you? Which one, you play football, you got beat up for writing poetry, right? You got beat up? It's true. I was bullied for being a poet laureate, 8th grade. Worst experience of my life. This is how I knew I was going to lose this fight. This is how I knew I was going to lose this fight. Right before we fought, this guy took off his shirt and folded it. He folded his shirt in 4 corners. I was like, this is about to be a meticulous butt whooping. I'm about to get beat up meticulously. I'm about to get beat up by a Gap employee, you know how dangerous that is? You guys ask twins the weirdest questions. You know that, right? When you see twins, especially girls. Okay, all right, okay. Okay, all right. Oh my God. Okay, so if he's hungry, you gotta eat. No? Oh my God, no. Okay, one more. Okay, all right. If he's sleepy, you go to sleep. No? Oh my God. Okay. All right, one more. Okay, if I hit him, you can feel it, right? No, you hit me. There's no abracadabra to this. My mom couldn't explain twins to us properly, right? So she would just make up something in her head. She'd say, okay, baby, well, twins are 1 sperm, 2 eggs, Jesus is love, and a little bit of Holy Ghost power sprinkled on top. I believe that till I was 15 years old. My brother had an attitude problem in high school, right? He always got into fights and stuff. A lot of times, people around my way would go looking for my brother, end up finding me first. And it's really hard to explain to somebody that wants to hurt you that they got the wrong guy when you look exactly like the guy that they want to hurt. Now, I don't know you, man. I never met you before. Huh? No, I don't know Keisha. What? No, because we're twins. No. You hit me. Let me explain. 1 sperm, 2 eggs. Jesus is love. A little bit of Holy Ghost power sprinkled on top. You guys like to stare at twins all the time when you see. It's like, oh my God, you're a twin. You're a mythical, magical marvel of the world. You're a twin. Oh my God, look at you. Can I get a picture? Look at you. Wow. I used to be like, yo, stop. Okay, I'm a regular person. All right, back up off me. I'm just a twin. Not a big deal. I felt that way until I met triplets. Oh my gosh. Like twins are weird. Triplets, that's a science experiment. Right? Even I was like, okay, so you hungry, you eat, and you poop. Is that how it works? Does the poop, does it teleport to his booty? How does it? That's a true story, man. That really happened. I don't know. Where we going tonight, guys? On the Rocks? Do you work there? Are you the official cheerleader for On the Rocks? Awesome. All right. There's a really cool harmonica player from Texas, and I don't know what the rest of you. I don't speak the rest of the language you spoke. I don't know. Is he here, the harmonica player? Oh, okay. All right. Is he like your boyfriend or something? You're pretty excited about him. Like who? You can't be like who's a harmonica player groupie? Like you got to be his girlfriend or something. Harmonica. I heard like great. Oh man, he can play drums. He can play the electric guitar. No, dude, this dude I know, man. He's blind and plays the harmonica. He's amazing. You may have heard of him, Steve Wonder. I don't know. I don't know. It's called On the Rocks. It's like a bar or something. Oh, we do some karaoke. You guys know Jesse's a karaoke fiend. But I'm kind of nice myself. I got a rule, though. I only do R. Kelly records. That's all I do. Pre-controversy R. Kelly records. First album. We don't. 12 play records, that's it. Ignition remix ain't happening. Not with me. What you say? You know what I'm talking about. What else is going on in the world? What have you guys heard? Let me clear up some stuff about the States, you guys. Is there anything that interests you in the States that you want to know about? Raiders moving to Vegas? They are moving to Vegas. Yeah. Raiders moving for one season. I think the Coke is going to slow them down, but I think that's going to be it for them. That's going to be a trouble problem. I'm not a football fan. I'm a basketball fan. I ain't go that far. She said UNLV? You went to UNLV? You went to UNLV? Oh, you from Vegas? Cool. You guys almost got a basketball team a couple years ago. Who's the hockey team? Who's the hockey team? That's new. Hey guys, listen, don't bother. Josh's working way too hard this weekend. He's making up teams nobody's ever heard of. You know what? I watched the game last night. I was trying to celebrate it's Black History Month, guys. Yeah. And I was trying to celebrate Black History Month last night here, but I couldn't find nothing to do. And so we ended up going to the bar. And yeah, and I've been going Black History Month here. And I went to a bar, and we ended up watching the Avalanche versus the Oilers game. And I was like, yeah, no, it sucks. Right? I'm sorry they lost. But I was like, okay, I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to root for whoever has a black player on their team. That's what I said I'm going to do. Neither team has a black player. So I was watching it, and it was like a dude was sweeping up. I was like, oh, he's black. I'm going to root for the janitor. Janitor lives matter. That's how I felt last night. Watching the game. I had no other choice. It was a fun time. I leave Sunday. I leave Monday? I leave Monday, okay. We're not big on schedules here, guys. We just I'm here. No, I'm having a great time, man. We having a one-way ticket. I can't stay for too long. I gotta make money, man. I gotta work and stuff, you know. I don't have enough clothes to survive this tundra. You know what I'm saying? You think so? Let me tell you how bad it is. I'd rather go back to the States with Trump right now. They could be like, hey, don't come back to the States. A nuclear bomb from Korea's coming. I'm like, is the bomb warm? Because that's all I'm going to do. You guys are great. Have a great night. Thank you guys so much, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Stop it. Stop it.
Terrell Battle. That's a funny man. Funny man. All right, one more time for Rel. You know what? I used to watch him do this thing. What I'm doing right now, where he comes in and then he does some funny stuff and tells some jokes about it. But I won't. Instead, I'm just going to have Sterling Scott come on and do what he does. So put your hands together for Sterling Scott, Edmonton's own. I'll say this, too. I just watched Sterling in Vancouver. I went to The Great Debaters, CBC. I got to watch the live show. And I don't know if you ever heard it on CBC, and then seeing it live is a totally different game. And Sterling killed it, destroyed everyone. And he knew it, and he told them that he's just better than them. So he also told me the same thing about Terrell. So I'm excited to see this.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, before I get started, make some noise for Rel Battle and Jesse Lipscomb. Your hosted comedians of the night. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we all came here for one good reason only, and that's for the Make It Awkward Summit. But now it's the comedy show. Now it's time to have some fun. Now, I know it kind of looks like a weird birthday party. You know? That one that nobody showed up to, and you're like, I'm going to get iced. And like, no. You sit there. But that's okay. You know why? Because every last one of us in here has one objective. That's to laugh. That's to have a good time. That's to have your stomach hurt. That's to have your face hurt, and all in a good way. Okay? So all I want from you guys is energy. That's all I want from you. It's quite simple. In fact, on the count of 3, I want to hear you guys make some noise. I want you to scream. I want the guys to go crazy. I want you ladies to fake it. You know what I'm talking about. I need... Yo, the look in her eyes was nothing compared to her boyfriend's face. He was... All right, we're going to get wild and crazy in this place. Let me see it. 1, 2, 3, go crazy! That's what I need. That's what I need. It's been long. Thank you. Thank you, Edmonton. I am happy to be back home. I've been on the road for way too long. I've been on the road 8 weeks. 8 weeks! And it's difficult because I'm a father. I have a son. He's only 4. He likes to know when I'm leaving. So he's like, hey, Daddy, are you going away again? I said, yeah. He said, can I walk you to the car? I'm like, yeah. He said, can I hold your hand? I said, come on, man, hold my hand. And he likes to ask questions. He's like, hey, Daddy, who is your bestest best friend? I'm like, damn, that's a deep question. You ever think about that? Seriously, that's a deep question, right? I'm like, I don't know who my bestest best friend is. Who's your bestest best friend? And he looks up at me and he goes, me and you, Daddy. Me and you. I'm like, son, you're not even in my top 5. Like, you suck. You suck. You're a terrible friend. You don't drink. You don't drive. Shut up. You're not my friend. You're not my friend. You're a dependent. That's what I put on my taxes. Don't ooh me. If you're ooh me, shut up. Get a better circle of friends. If your best friend's a toddler, you're weird. You know what I mean? And I'm not a bad parent, right? I'm not a bad parent. I took him to Chuck E. Cheese. Side note, I took him to the South Side Chuck E. Cheese, not the North Side Chuck E. Cheese. That's disgusting. The North Side Chuck E. Cheese isn't even a Chuck E. Cheese. It's a closet with a real rat inside. That's all it is. If you go to the North Side Chuck E. Cheese, child services is outside, like, give me the kids. You know what you did. Give me the kids. But I went to the South Side Chuck E. Cheese for my son's birthday, and I got kicked out, but it's not my fault. It's not my fault. If you guys, any real parents in here, you know I'm telling the truth when I say this. Chuck E. Cheese serves alcohol. Yeah. Yeah, you can't do that to me. I'm Albertan. There is a demon inside every Albertan, okay? There's your drunk version of yourself and your sober version. I call them drunk Sterling, sober Sterling. Sober Sterling is who stands before you right now, right? Sober Sterling has a mortgage, car payments, cell phone bill responsibilities. Drunk Sterling has none of those things. But he's got the access codes to my debit and credit cards. After 6 beers, Chuck E. Cheese looks exactly like On the Rocks. My son's like, Daddy, when are we going home? I'm like, home? We shutting this place down. Come on, I thought you was my friend. Now, any parent that's been to Chuck E. Cheese knows the next story I'm telling is true. If you go to Chuck E. Cheese at some point in time, when you're having a good time, Chucky comes out. Chucky comes out with 2 girls. And a speaker box. This is true. Chucky comes out. Now, I'm a grown man. I'm happy to see Chucky. But then Chucky walks right by all the kids. He don't even talk to nobody. And he goes to his own little space, and he turns on his little speaker box, and the girls start dancing. I swear to God, anybody's got a Chuck E. Cheese, you know I'm not lying. And what does he do? He goes in a little bucket and starts throwing coupons at the little kids. I'm like, you disrespectful rat. I got money, too. So I went over to Chucky and started throwing coupons back at him. Me and Chucky having a rain competition. I'm throwing coupons at the little kids like, go ahead and dance, you bastards. And then they threw me out because you can't call kids bastards in Chuck E. Cheese. I'm not a bad parent, I'm trying. I'm trying. I try to play the rhyming game with my little boy. If you guys ever played that game, it's a lot of fun. It's where you say a rhyming word, the kid says it right back. I was like, what rhymes with hat? He said, cat. I said, good job. He goes, hey, Daddy, my turn. I said, fantastic. And he goes, scissors. See how long it took you to figure out a word that rhymes with scissors? I'm looking into the eyes of a 4-year-old. He's like, really? This is round 1, Daddy. Are you kidding me? You're the one that's supposed to teach me? Nah, I'm selling Coke. And then he left. He just left. Now, Rel was talking about being a twin. Now I have twins. Yeah. Yeah, I have a son and newborn twin girls. They're 5 months old right now. See, now, let me explain. My son, I planned. Then me and his mom broke up. I went to my house to pick up my clothes. I end up dropping off penis. Now I got twins. Okay? That's how that went down. The man was, this is how messed up it was, man. His mom told me, my baby's mom told me she was pregnant 5 months after the altercation. That's what I call it. I'm talking 5 months later, she's like, I'm pregnant. I was like, I'm so happy for you. I hope you and whoever you're with have a great, and she's like, no, it's for you. I turned to the black woman from Get Out. I was like, no, just tears. Like, that's how I've been, because I remember what it's like to have babies. As cute as they are, they suck. Just be honest. Be honest, from 0 to 12, they're little sociopaths. I don't like them. Say what you want. I have held my daughter in my hands and been like, you're a terrible baby. I've said it to her. I hope it stays with her. You guys don't know her. She's promiscuous. I'm just going to say, no, I don't care what you tell me. She keeps sleeping with her stomach flat and her booty way up in the air. What kind of behavior is that for a toddler? I don't like it. I keep stretching her out in the nighttime. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a good father, and I come back and her booty way up in the air. I'm like, hey, I keep yelling at her mom, hey, why does she keep doing that? She goes, I don't know, she didn't get it from me. I'm like, you're right, because if she did, we'd still be together. So like that's... Woo, funny because it's true. Twin girls, and Rel's right, I can't tell them apart because they're both jerks. I don't like them. All they do is throw up and poo. Ugh. I don't want them to get old enough so I can push them. Nah, I'm serious, I'm joking. That's a comedy show. If you guys take anything I say seriously, you're an idiot. So, all right, this is a good time. This is what we're here for. I just want to be a good parent. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want to do. Just want to be a good parent. My mom was awesome. My mom raised 5 kids. 5 by herself. By herself. And here's how tough my mom was. My mom was tougher on me than any man could have ever been, okay? Let me explain. The first 13 years of my life, I didn't even know my mom and dad were separated. I thought she killed him. You know what I mean? That's the kind of woman she is. She is a straight, hardened gangster, okay? You guys think you see gangsters on 118? Come meet my mama. I was 6 years old going to the 1st grade, and the standing rule in my house. Now, there's a lot of old school people, I can tell, in the building tonight. You guys grew up with the same rules as me. Watch, check this out. This was a standing rule in my house, and I want you to cheer if it was the rule in your house. If you get into a fight and you lose, when you come home, she gonna beat you up again. Am I the only person in here who grew up with some old school rules? You know what I'm saying? That was the rule. I'm 6. That's a big rule for me. I just learned how to read. I don't know how to punch nobody yet. So I'm trying to be smart. I'm like, well, Mom, what do I do if somebody jumps me? You know what I mean? That's 2-on-1. I can't win. She goes, no, take this. And she gave me 2 bricks and a backpack. Yeah, I'm 6. I'm like, well, okay, I get it. I'm going to hide these bricks in my backpack. And if somebody tries to jump me, I just hit him with the backpack and I run away. She was like, no, dummy. If somebody tries to jump you, you stab that bastard. Then you put the knife in the backpack with the bricks or that stuff in the river and get the hell out of there. That's what you do, dummy. I was like, I'm going to need to see your criminal record. This is crazy. I need to know where our father is. This is crazy. She's a tough woman, man. My mom taught me how to drink. Anybody's mom teach them how to drink in the building tonight? A few cool moms? Nice. My mom taught me at 13, because, you know, that's all we do. 13, she taught me how to drink. My mom never drank cheap alcohol. If there's any really real drinkers in the building tonight, you know that this is true. You do not mix your drink if it's a good one, right? If it's good, you barely even put ice. If you got to put other stuff in it, it's not good liquor. Don't drink it, all right? And I don't want to call my mama drunk, but I saw a mosquito bite her, and it went home and took a swing at its dad. You know what I mean? Like, that's... she was a good drinker. She was a tough lady. But she never taught me how to deal with a lot of you ladies. She never taught me that part. See, all you beautiful ladies in here, you're all different. You're all unique little snowflakes, and you're all crazy. A lot of you are in here right now with a guy who's like, but he can't say it because you'll punch him. We don't have time for that. What I want you ladies to know, who's in here with your man tonight, I want you to know one thing. He loves you. No, he does. He loves you. It's just that 90% of the fights you get into is because he thinks he's hilarious. No, yeah. You see that nervous laughter? Some of you can't laugh right now because you know exactly that you tried to make a joke earlier today. It's not your fault. I'm going to put out a rose petal. I do it all the time. I was dating a lovely young lady, right? And it was Valentine's Day, and she decided to get me a little romantic coupon book. Aww. And inside it had little coupons that said, like, good for one back rub, and redeem for 50 kisses, and 30% off of snoggles. Because apparently I was paying for snoggles. So I was like, baby, listen, I appreciate the idea, the sentiment, thank you. But let's be honest, these coupons, they're for things you're going to give me anyways throughout the course of the year, right? If you're going to give me a coupon on Valentine's Day, let it be for something you will never give me all year. Right? That's what we want. Isn't that what we want, men? A coupon for something you will never give me all year. I don't want a coupon good for one back rub. I want a coupon good for one, please, can you shut up? Just one, please, can you shut up? Where you been all day? Why you smell like that? Shut up! I'll be at Staples printing those off like this is the gift that keeps on giving. Right? Like, I don't want a coupon good for snuggles. I want a coupon good for one reluctant sexual encounter. Walk with me. Walk with me, people. It could save your relationship. It's not awkward. It's for those nights. Gentlemen, on those nights when you're like, hey, baby, I'm going to go out and get drunk with the boys. And she goes, yeah, you better. You're like, awesome. Now you leave the house and you're in a fight you had no clue about. And you go on, you have a glorious time. You have all the fun you could possibly have. And now you come back home to your lady, kick down the door, drunk and happy. Pff, baby, let's make love. Right? She's super passive aggressive and doesn't know how to communicate her feelings. So instead of telling you the truth of how she feels, she's going to give you some horrible excuse like, no, I haven't had it. Instead of fighting, you could stare her dead in the eye and be like, really? Well, I got a coupon that'll clear that right up, right? It's brilliant. It's brilliant. My girl did not laugh the way you are laughing with me right now. No, she got really mad at me. She got really mad because she thought I was making the relationship too much. She said literally that I made it feel like a job. I was taking this as a joke. I'm not taking it serious. But midway in the argument, midway, she breaks out crying. Midway, just breaks out. You make this relationship feel like a job. Like if. Like if I don't show up, I'll get fired. I was like, baby, listen to me. Shh. I'm not going to fire you. No. But when you don't show up, I'll find someone to cover your shift. You better believe that, right? Then she left me. That's how that played out, right? I don't care. When she left, she used one of them classic breakup lines. She was like, you will never find another woman quite like me. Ladies, don't do that, all right? No, just the sheer arrogance alone. I'm never going to find someone like you. There's 7 billion people on the planet today. 7 billion! And you don't think I can find another woman who likes Starbucks coffee, wears Uggs boots, and has a pair of Lululemon jogging pants that have never seen the inside of a gym? Nah. I'll take my shot, sister. I'll take my shot. This is why I'm single, you can see, right? I get in a lot of trouble. I don't care. This is a great summit. This is a great cause. You know what makes me laugh, though? I was watching the video, and at first I was like, why would that guy say what he said to Jesse? And I got it. He was about 50 feet away from Jesse. From 50 feet away, Jesse looks 5'7", 175 pounds. He looks like somebody you can take. I don't think he realized when he got up and it was 6'4", 200-something pounds of ex-Olympian that he was like, nah, I don't want to talk to you no more, bro. I don't want to talk to you. I can't blame him. I can't blame him. Everyone's like, why did he drive off? I'm like, did you see where Jesse's head was when he kneeled down on the car? I've kneeled down on many a car. I've hit a lot of chrome. I've never hit a windshield before. He was on his knees and his head was still at the same level as the guy he's talking to sitting in a 4-door sedan. That's not, don't get out the car. Run, run. Drive faster. I was rooting for him at the end of the video. Get away. Get away! You better do 60. That's a 40 zone. Jesse can run that. I know he can. Still staying the same level? You mother. I just want to know why you said it. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. No, I'm saying I was scared for him. I was scared for him. I'm sorry. As bad as that may sound, I was happy he drove away. Because if he got in the car, he would have looked like he was kneeling down. And it would not have been a good fight. It would have been awkward. We would have watched that. That'd be UFC for me. I'd be in the state of the, I'd be on the top of the street yelling, World Star! That's, only the black people laughed at that one. That's all right. That's a good joke, though. We got... It was our World Star? That's how you know how much I don't watch it no more. I just know if somebody yells that, start swinging real hard. Protect your chin, baby. Protect the chin. You don't want to get punched on World Star. Your grandmama go call you. Boy, stop fighting. How you know I was fighting, Grandma? Man, my whole T club hates you. All right. Anybody racist in here tonight? See how awkward that got for you? You guys were looking around like, wait. I wasn't ready for that one. I didn't. Is that a pop quiz? I didn't see that coming. Typically, when I say that at bars in Alberta, there's 2 guys in the back holding their hand down like, hold on, Jim, we don't know where he's going. See how this plays out. No, what? It's true. It's true. It's just, yo, Make It Awkward in Alberta. You know what makes me laugh about it is the rest of the province is like, yeah, that's a good idea. Why is it such an issue in Alberta? And the rest of Alberta's like, you haven't been here, sweetie, have you? This place is racist. This is weird. You ever run into someone who tells you that there's no racism in Canada anymore? And you're like, that's amazing. One of the #1 questions people ask me is, do you ever experience prejudice or racism as a black comedian in the great country of Canada? I'm like, hell yeah, all the time. They're like, what? We never see it. I'm like, yeah, it's because you're white. It's not directed at you, right? Like, you're not going to experience prejudice as a white person. in Edmonton. Unless you're a redhead for some reason. Oh my God! Oh, don't hold back on me. Why are white people so mean to redheads? Like this line right here, gingers have no souls? What the hell, man? Do you know there's an official Kick a Ginger Day? That's terrible. Let me tell you something. If you're a redhead and you're in the building tonight, understand something. I love you. I love you. You know why? Because I know no redheads had anything to do with slavery. Because you can't be a redhead and be out in the sun that long looking after slaves. You can't. Can't do it. You can't. If a redhead started slavery, it'd been over in 2 weeks. They'd be on the beach apologizing, all freckled up. It's so hot. We're going to go invent suntan lotion. It would have been over. And if you are a redhead and you're in the building tonight, I will stand with you in the fight to have them call you ginger. No more. Because if you take that word ginger and you rearrange them letters, you'll find out how closely me and you are related. The front row got it real fast. That's how good that was. You know what my favorite part is? Front row, look at all the dumb people not laughing. Look at them. What just happened? I came in for a comedy show and I weren't Sudoku. So from now on, my pigmentally challenged brothers and sisters in the building, let the world call you orange. Because if you take the word orange and you rearrange the letters, it'll spell a Negro, and that's why orange is the new black. I'm very funny. No, I'm funny. I'm just not famous yet. That's all it is. It sucks because you guys are like, we were at the Make It Awkward Summit. We saw this comedian. And they'd be like, who was it? Be like, I don't know. Let's go watch an hour of Dave Chappelle. You know what I mean? Like, that's the life I live. That's why my biggest credits is you might see me in Superstore in Terwilliger. You know. Find me on 23rd Ave. They got better spices. It's true, man. It's true. It sucks. Does anybody in here know how long they could hold you in prison without charging you with a criminal offense? Shout it out. What? Don't be afraid. I'm not going to make fun of you. I just want to know. Anybody know? No? All right, cool. Let me tell you guys, because I found out the same way I found out I'm not mentally capable of going to jail. Here's what happened. I was on a street you all familiar with called White Ave. Yeah, I was drunk. I was walking. I was having a good time. I saw some police officers walking down the street, and I decided I'm going to tease them because I forgot I was black. Because in my head, I was like, I've committed no crime. What's the worst they're going to do? They took me to jail. They took me right to jail. They took me right to jail. Now, I'm in jail. I'm thinking I'm going to get out in a minute. I didn't know they could hold you in there for 24 hours. Yeah, they could hold you for 24 hours without even charging you. I didn't know that. So I was cocky in the jail. I didn't commit a crime. I didn't even read my rights. So they came with some little cheese sandwich and some apple juice. I'm like, I'm getting out of here. Forget your apple juice. Oh, you should have seen me. I kicked it right through the bars. I took that cheese sandwich and I threw it against the wall. I didn't know I was going to be in there for 24 hours. After 8 hours, I was looking at the cheese sandwich like, it's not so bad. You know what I mean? That's got cheese on it. I should eat it. And in your holding cell, all you got is a metal bed and a metal toilet. Now, I was still trying to maintain my gangster. So I was like, forget your metal bed. I'm not sleeping on nothing. I didn't know I was going to be in there for 24 hours. After 15 hours of standing up, I was looking at the metal bed like, it's not so bad, you know. You put toilet paper down, feels like a mattress. 24 hours and I was mentally broken. 24 hours. What if I had to do Fed time, real time, 25 years? I'd be in the jail on my first day like, hey, let me make this clear. no one is having sex with me. And then some guy would be like, really? I got a coupon that'll clear that right up. Oh, that's a good one. That was a lot of funny right there. I'm going to put a bow on this. You guys have been such a phenomenal audience. I want to thank you guys for supporting the first and not the last Make It Awkward Summit. You guys have been phenomenal. Phenomenal. Here's the one thing I want to say. This summit is great for raising awareness, but if you really want to help the situation, how you make it awkward is now in a group like this. Take the information you have from here, and when you are in your isolated circle of the world, your kitchen table, your family, your close friends, your football group or whatever, when you hear the racism there, that's your time to stand up. Not on Instagram, not on Facebook. That's your time. That's your time to fix it right there. Because I don't care who you are, you know one of your friends, family members, somebody, they say some racist, stupid things all the time. I know I'm not the only one, okay? I've got a lot of dumb friends. I asked my one friend, I was like, how do you say black person in Mandarin? He said, Hakwa. I said, that's too aggressive. If you're Mandarin and you're in the building, you know I'm not lying. The literal translation for black person in Mandarin is black devil. Come on, man. Half of it was black. You could have stopped. You could have stopped. He goes, if you're not Chinese, you're the devil. That's how he was. I'm telling you guys, I'm not making these things up. So that's your time right there in that little section of the world, right? And then you come here to learn how to take on other tactics and how to talk to people. Don't be aggressive. Don't be like, hey, I hate you, you're racist. They'll be like, get out of my house, you can't have no more popcorn. You're like, I just wanted some popcorn and watch the game. It's real though, it's real. That's how you gotta do it, man. Hang out with different colors. Hang out with different people. Don't be subjective though. I have a lot of white friends, I bring them to the black club. And they get nervous. They're like, we don't wanna go to the black club. I said, why not? They go, we're gonna get shot. Like, that's stupid. You're white. You're not you're not gonna shoot a white person in a black club, because then the cops will try to solve the crime. We don't have time for that. I love that joke. Nah, just hang out with other people, man. I brought my one friend. He was too happy. I was like, you gotta don't be too happy. Don't do that. I went to the bar to get a drink. I came back. He was hanging out with a tall black dude with gold teeth. And he's like, this is my friend Slick. I was like, get out of there! He's like, what? He's just a black. I'm like, black people are afraid of that black guy. Run! Use some. His name is Slick with gold teeth. Run! Stupid. You gotta think. I like including everybody. I think it's great. I think it's great that it's an inclusivity event, because you got to get to learn and know from everybody. All right. Like I don't read my contracts. I'm a miserable human being. I don't read them. And I had a contract to do a show here in Edmonton, and it was I don't know if you guys know. We have a male strip club in Edmonton. Do you guys know that? Yeah, one person. Rest of you are liars. I didn't know when I got booked that it was a male strip club. Also, they didn't know at the male strip club that they were going to have a comedy show. All they knew is that they were going to have live entertainment. Yeah. So I walked in there was 175 dudes, and they just thought hot chocolate showed up to the building. Oh, it was amazing. They were buying me so many drinks. I felt like a princess. I was about to leave a slipper. Like, it was that good. And while I was drinking and having a good time, I looked to my left, and the comedian that I came with, who's a straight male, is being grinded on face to face for a very long time. The guy leaves, and the comedian walks over to me, and he goes, it took me 2.5 songs to let that guy know I wasn't gay. I was like, nah, you were gay for 2.5 songs. That's what just happened right here. Change your Facebook status, put it to complicated. That's your man over there. This is not the first kind of big event that I've done here in Edmonton. I love doing events. I love doing when there's like a good message behind it, where it's actually going to do something. That's when you'll see me show up. I had to do one a few years back for an organization called Little Warriors. If you guys ever heard of them? All right. So then you guys know I'm not making this up. Little Warriors is a phenomenal group. For those of you who don't know, all I knew at the time was Little Warriors was a group that was against pedophiles. I got babies. I'm down for the cause. They said, cool, would you like to come down and see a demonstration? I got excited. I got excited because this is a group against pedophiles called Little Warriors, and they said to come and see a demonstration. I expected to go down and see them training a bunch of little kids to beat up pedophiles. That's what I thought. I thought I was gonna see some tough-looking kids with mohawks and T-shirts that say, "Can't touch this." You know what I mean? Like, that's what I thought I was gonna see. But it's not. It's actually an organization that teaches awareness, prevention, and reaction against pedophiles, which I think is phenomenal. You should always donate to causes that are that good, because I think it's very important to teach adults prevention and awareness. But I don't need you to teach me what the reaction's gonna be if you touch my baby. It's quite simple. You stab that bastard, put the knife in the backpack with the bricks or that stuff in the river, and get the hell out of there. My name is Sterling Scott. I'm out of here.
Oh, man. I gotta be honest. I've never been so nervous watching a comedy show. I'm like, and then what happened? Okay. Oh, he's got another one. Oh, woo! Okay, it was good. All right, one more round of applause for Sterling. Rel Battle, thank you very much. And thank everyone here for another wonderful day. That's the end of day 2 of the Make It Awkward Inclusivity Summit. We got one more day. It's going to be amazing tomorrow. A ton of energy. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the support. Peace and hair grease.